Hi, everyone. Good morning. Excuse me. That's a nice little throat clear at the beginning of a video. So sexy. Okay, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, uh, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. I say this every day. For those of you that listen and watch me every day, bless you for listening through this portion of everything. But I have to say it for any potential new viewers, in hopes that new viewers arrive. This is a reading for all signs. It is originally created for Monday, the 6th of June. Do not get caught up in the date. If you're seeing it on a date that's not Monday, the 6th of June, but yet the reading still makes sense, take it as, a hint from your higher self, from your guides, whatever, and utilize the reading to validate and support you. Do not use any of my readings to make decisions for you. Your decisions are 100% your own responsibility. Do not trust how do I want to say this? Do not turn your free will over to some random stranger on YouTube. Let's just say that. That's an easy way to put it. But watch my content, thumbs it up, subscribe, and enjoy it. Because I know how much fun it can be to watch readings, because I do it myself. So, what was I going to say? Drop-down menu has... I'm sorry, I'm really tired, guys. I stayed up super late last night. I don't know why. I went to bed with a weird headache, and I stayed up till 1 a.m., which is not normal for me. And then the dogs woke me at 6 a.m., so I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. So we'll see where this reading goes. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that notification bell. Check out the drop-down menu for house rules, what decks I'm using, how to follow me on social media, how to book a private reading. All of that information is in there. Check out the Linktree link. You can find your way to me if you need me. What else? I think that's it. I don't know. I'm super, tired. So let's just get this reading out and see what goes on. I will refer back to the underpinning energy, which was yesterday's Sunday reading, which is a weekly reading that kind of shows us what is the layer underneath the cards that we're looking at daily. You can always circle back to that reading via the link in the bottom left-hand corner that will populate at the end of this video if you want to understand what I'm talking about. And I think that's it. Let's just see what the cards have to say. The cards have to say she is tired today. That's what they have to say. I'm just kidding. Sometimes I just feel like 2 days off for a weekend is just not enough. It's by the time you settle in and relax, it's time to go back to work. Okay. So our card is the Seven of Wands. Okay, wands is associated with the element of fire in the spirit, right? Oftentimes, the traditional version of the Seven of Wands, which is sort of somewhat represented here, definitely, is a gentleman standing 1 foot a little bit higher than the other. He's fending off 6 other wands being pointed at him, and he's holding the seventh wand. And usually, it indicates that there's a struggle, some sort of defending of one's position, one's sort of power, one's sort of perspective or politics, one's belief system. Usually with wands, though, to me, in my mind, it associates a little bit deeper because wands is that element of spirit, right? So it's kind of like that fighting spirit within us where we are able to have the heart, the will, the desire to go in and defend our position, right? At all costs. And oftentimes people read the Seven of Wands as, just hang in there. You could win this battle in a way, right? Sevens to me are more transitory energy or moving into that 8 of balance, right? Coming back into balance. So there's a little bit of discord with the sevens. But I don't necessarily sense that here. To me, what is really kind of getting my attention is that yellow ribbon. And again, in yesterday's reading, I think it was, or no, in last week's reading, there was somebody that had a yellow background, even though it was a cups card. Yellow, I always associate, and I don't know why. I think it's just from previous clairvoyant training years ago when we did color work and things like that. Yellow, to me, the vibration is oftentimes, and this is not to be confused with the color gold, but yellow is oftentimes a color of like the mind realm to me, right? It's like processing, analyzing, figuring out. It's that kind of an energy, right? When I look at this yellow ribbon wrapped in or around this seventh wand that's kind of fending off or defending, maybe even trying to convince the other six wands of what it's thinking or communicating. It says to me that I kind of feel like we might be readjusting our thoughts or trying to assimilate our thoughts to either a greater whole, right, or a greater shared opinion amongst others, or we're trying to blend what we know to be our truth in our thoughts, how we communicate into that greater whole without losing our identity in the midst of it. Does that make sense? So it doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be a struggle or a fight. What it means is that what we believe to be true, what we know to be our wisdom or our truth this week or this day, let's say, we may have to find a way to not only own that and have that perspective, but also sort of blend it into the truths or realities or communications of others, right? I don't necessarily get like an argument here or a fight or a struggle, a power struggle, like oftentimes the Seven of Wands can represent. I kind of feel like this wand is sort of trying to drop that ribbon into the mix. So like if we find ourselves trying to convince or, maybe, I don't know if it's like swaying people to our ideas, but if we find ourselves trying to subtly like acclimate our thoughts or our ideas or how we perceive a situation into a way that's more comfortable for us, I wouldn't be surprised today because that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this card. 1 second, the dogs are like up to no good. I'll be right back. Hi guys, sorry about that. So basically, I feel like there's an assimilation going on with our thoughts and our spirit with our environment, if that makes sense. Like let's just like coin it real easy. Sorry, I'm so tired. Um uh What was I going to say about this, though? There was something else I wanted to say about this. Underpinning this is the star, right? And the star is all about like our own sort of sense of self-awareness and peace within ourselves. And I think that that's some of what this is. And that's why I don't get this sense of like an argument or a fight or a debate happening here. The other thing that I want to point out that also gives me a little bit more of a peaceful vibe with this seven of uh, wands is that the wand is not pointing directly at the other six. Although the other six may be pointing at this wand, it's not like in direct conflict, right? It's sort of dropping its thoughts or its ideas, its communications very subtly down the center of these six wands. So if we're finding that we're getting resistance on a certain area of our belief system, our life, whatever, from wherever, right? It could even be people that are dear to us or that we love very much. I don't necessarily, with the star underpinning this from Sunday's reading, I don't necessarily know if it's worth the fight, right? We could actually win the fight or be successful in this. I don't want to call it a fight, but we could win the sort of, I don't even know if discord is the right word, but it's like this rub, right? This not seeing level to level or having a different set of opinions, whatever. We've wrapped ourselves, this yellow ribbon wrapped around this wand is like, we understand what our truth is. That's the star underneath this, right? We don't have to convince anybody else of it. We can just sort of live in it, own it, wrap ourselves in it, and move through this time, even if it's a little bit challenging or transitory. And we're still moving towards our future. That's also the seventh wand. They're pointing towards the future in the reading, right? It may be a little bit of a downward turn because that wand is sort of facing down, which is a traditional way that the wand is positioned in the card. But to me, it feels like we might have to ramp our thoughts down, our communications down, and hold on to our our centered awareness and peace from within, as we might be challenged by those around us or their thoughts, or if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I think that it certainly makes sense to me. So I'm going to just deliver it as such, and you guys do with it how you will. Each one of you will be experiencing this in a different way around you. But to me, even though the seven is transitory, the star underneath it and it being a wands card says to me that there's like a maintenance or a maintaining of peace within our spirit, no matter what, at this point. even if we're feeling like people are giving us a little bit of challenge or debate or struggle, we don't have to necessarily engage in the same way that we normally would. So keep that in mind today as we're moving through this day. Sometimes just holding our own opinions, our own beliefs, our own truths, and wrapping ourselves in them, and then just sort of, if they want to know, then they get to know. And if they don't want to know, well, we don't have to expend our energy in trying to convince them, teach them, or sway them to our side. Does that make sense? We still can continue forward. All right, that's the reading that I'm getting from this design of this card. Now, let's look at the animals. Oh, these dogs, they are on extra mode this morning. Let's look at the animal spirit, spirit animal oracle for the day. It's card number 50, which would boil down to a 5, which is also about transition, right? 7s are transitory into the numerical energy of an 8, which is about balance. 5s are transitory into, it's like a shift or a change that's transitory into that balance that you sense in a 6, right? Overcome any obstacle, that's rhino spirit, right? So I love this because if there are obstacles or things are being sort of thrown at us, right, in a way through either opinion, beliefs, thoughts, ideas, and I'm talking about other people's ideas of what they think we need to be doing or how we need to be doing it or in what way we need to be pursuing it. We don't necessarily have to buy into that shit. We don't have to, like, rhinos are strong, right? They're big, lumbering, like, wonderful animals, and they can run hella fast for as fat as they are. Let's just be honest, right? And again, this rhino is very much kind of moving towards the future also, right? I don't get any aggression from this rhino. I actually love that he's coming out of this bloom of flowers, which to me feels very peaceful and kind of cute and charming. And again, he's giving me a little bit of yesterday's pig vibes, right? Which is about that wisdom, right? And the underpinning stone this week is this idea of passion. What are we passionate about? And passion does not have to be sexual in nature. Passion can be what stimulates our spirit. Right? Are we passionate, like with the star underpinning all of this, are we passionate just about maintaining our own peace this week? That's okay. We're allowed to have that be our focus this week, right? And we are allowed to set our mind to that, and we're allowed to overcome any obstacles that stand in the way of us having that through being malleable and adaptive to the change. That would be the 7 and the 5 here. It's like, don't let it get you down. Don't let others get you down. Don't let others' perceptions or need or requirements or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if self-induced is the right word, but if you have self-induced obligations to, say, a parent or children or a partner or a boss or whatever that is in your head right now, relax it is how I'm feeling, and move through it, not in a state of resistance, but in a state of sort of, you too can get beyond this, right? By using your own wisdom, by keeping focus and grounding in your passion, and staying true to what you know to be true to yourself. Okay, let's read Rhino Spirit and see what he's all about. Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. We always have the choice to press ahead, and Rhino Spirit's strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. When Rhino Spirit appears, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways, by going around them, shattering them with the force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply your Rhino Spirit with creativity, and no obstacles can stand, for you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. Your power is awesome right now. Rhino Spirit also wants to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, and that desire would be the passion stone for this week, right? It means that something much better is coming, okay? Keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you now. And that's kind of the 7 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands. It's sort of the vibe that I'm getting with the star underpinning is it really worth the fight? Is there a way to quietly kind of drop our yellow ribbon of thought, communication, or ideas into the fray or into, we don't have to convince anybody, is my feeling. Okay. So keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you now. Great Spirit loves you so much and only wants the best for you. The protection message is this. The appearance of an obstacle in front of you offers you a choice. Barrel into it and bang your head, or find your easiest way around it and don't fight it. Are you exhausted by your efforts to break through an obstacle? Are you stubbornly insisting that there is only one way to remove it from your path? Rhino Spirit is here to tell you that sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it is no, not yet. And sometimes it is no, not the way you think it should be. Open to new possibilities, and you will find options begin to appear. Not every conflict is worth engaging in. What did I say about that Seven of Wands, guys? And not every obstacle is worth resisting head on. Don't waste energy banging your head against the wall. So that Seven of Wands indicates that there could be walls to be banged against, right? And who doesn't want to be banged against a wall every once in a while? But this is not the type of banging we're looking for. Let's just be completely honest, okay? Or at least not the type of banging I look for when I'm up against a wall. All right. I don't know why. It's that pig spirit, I'm telling you. All right, let's look to the grounding stone and see what that needs to be. Oh, hi, Cupid. Good morning. Oh, he's decided to come and lick my belly button while doing this. And by the way, speaking of pig angels, I'm doing this shirtless. Oh my God, I'm in such a mood. All right, hi, Cupid. So here is your grounding stone. It is on Adventurine, which I'm all for that because that is definitely the heart spirit, like the heart center, right? And it's a deep, beautiful healing green. The word is namaste, right? And namaste is the God in me honors the God in you. It's a greeting, right? But it's a very profound greeting in a way. When we say namaste, we're not only honoring someone else, but we're first and foremost honoring ourselves, right? And in that honor of ourselves, then we can truly see and honor another, right? It sort of resets the balance or the scales to a place of respect, honor, grace, compassion, all of that sort of stuff. It's also very much associated with the spirit and the heart. And so I love that because we have the wands energy here. We have that star card underneath this. We have this rhino, this big, massive, strong, lumbering animal emerging from these beautiful pink flowers, right? There's this strength within our spirit that we need to be aware of, that we can not necessarily need to plow or barrel through whatever we're dealing with. We can actually be in very much a peaceful acceptance of it and allow it to transform itself by us just being true to who we are and honoring who we actually are. Does that make sense? And that's sort of the namaste in all of this. Keep sight on your passion, right? Keep grounded in that passion and stay true to that this week. And stay true to the truth is the truth is, right? Because remember that pig spirit card from yesterday that underpins all of this week is about our own wisdom. And the wisdom is in this namaste is like honoring ourselves for exactly who we are, from a place of spiritual centeredness, and even in the face of challenges, right? And allowing that to be our guide, allowing that to inform the wisdom of the pig spirit and the strength of the rhino spirit, and move through this week with like grace, dignity, and a sense of awareness of exactly how. I don't want to say perfect because perfect is a sketchy word. I don't like perfect. I don't believe perfect exists. Perfect has no room for growth, right? When we achieve or look towards ideas of perfection, we actually shut ourselves off from chaos, from change, from the natural realm of evolution, right? When we seek perfection, that's a trap. Perfection is a trap, period. So we're not looking for perfection here, but we're looking to honor the beauty, the depth, the truth of who we actually are at all levels, like mental, spiritual, emotional, all of that. And in doing so, I think that it makes us available to also see that in others and accept maybe even if their behavior is challenging to us this week. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to say that it does. Okay, I've put my gavel down. Judge Judy'd it. It makes sense. If it didn't make sense, leave me a question or comment. If you loved it, hit that thumbs up button. It greatly helps me. And then leave me a question or comment. If you're new to me, please subscribe to the channel and share the videos out, guys. Let your friends know about me. It would greatly help me to grow my audience. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We'll see how this energy builds. Have a wonderful day and move forward with strength and beauty. All right, bye-bye.